Hello, dear student friends. I myself, Dr. Vijay Maknikar, Assistant Professor in Law, Sri Shivaji Law College, Parabani, and today I am going to deliver a lecture on the topic lis pendens. Friends, lis pendens is an important doctrine that is related with property law. So, first of all, we'll look into what exactly does it means. Lis means a litigation or a suit. Pendens means pending. So in total, lis pendens is trying to convey when the litigation is pending before the court of law, what are the limitations with regard to transfer of property, such disputed property. Friends, as far as the importance of right to property is concerned, we can understand with the idea that was propounded by John Locke while explaining his social contract theory. He emphasized the law, society, and the state came into existence for protection of life, liberty, and estate. So he gave importance to estate, that is a property, in order to find the social contract. And his idea was picked up by the US Constitution in Fifth Amendment, and therefore it provides for right to life, that is fundamental right to life, liberty, and property. So though India had right to property as a fundamental right in initial days in post-constitutional era, but right now it is not fundamental right, but still it has its own importance. In the connection with that, we have to see the doctrine of lis pendens. As far as the doctrine of lis pendens is concerned, we need to understand one object. It is stated that in the Latin maxim, interest republicae ut sit finis litium. That means, in the interest of any republic or the state, it is necessary to put to an end to the litigations. It conveys the ideas that when there are too much litigations in the court of law, it would adversely affect the interest of the state. So, therefore, it is needed to put to an end to the litigations. There is another Latin maxim, pendenti lite nihil innovator. It conveys that when there is a pendency of suit in the court of law, whatever the subject matter in the form of property is there, nothing shall be created new with regard to that property. That means it doesn't allow to transfer such property about which the suit is going on in the court of law. This idea we can see is reflected under section 52 of the Transfer of Property Act 1882. Now we will look into the essentials of this particular lis pendens doctrine. The lis pendens doctrine will be applicable in following situations where it will fulfill the following essentials. Firstly, there must be pendency of a suit or a proceeding. Second, the pendency of suit or proceeding must be going on in the court of competent jurisdiction. Thirdly, in such pendency of suit or the suit, right to immovable property should have been involved. Fourthly, such suit should not be collusive one. So it is expecting that the suit should be genuine one, it should not be collusive one. So under such circumstances, if property in dispute is transferred, then such a transfer affects the right of other party to the litigation. Under such circumstances, such transactions when the suit is going on with regard to the right to immovable property that is involved in the suit shall not be allowed under the law. A is a lady who has purchased house from B. B is still in the possession of the house and he is not ready to give up the possession, though the transaction has been taken place. Therefore, lady A has went against B with suit number 1 for specific performance of a contract. Therefore, suit number 1, that is A against B, is pending before the court. Meanwhile, when the suit is pending in the court, that is suit number 1, B transferred that house, the same house, to C. Now, then A, that is lady, Thus, original purchaser, shall have to file another suit against C at all if she wins the suit number 1. So that will be a situation where there will be a suit number 2, that is A versus C. And if it is not prevented, then the chain of litigation that shall continue, and certainly it will lead to a chaos. Therefore, lis pendens puts a restriction upon such transfers when the litigation is going on in the court of law, and no party shall be allowed to do such kind of a thing. So in brief, we can summarize what exactly the lis pendens aims to achieve. Number 1, it avoids endless litigations and it is necessary in the interest of a republic or a state. Second thing, it prevents abuse of legal process. If for the same cause, for the same reason, if repeatedly the petitions are being instituted in the court of law, it would literally abuse the legal process. Therefore, it has trying to prevent such kind of abuse of a legal process. Third thing is that it provides protection to both the parties to the litigation with regard to the act of one against the other. If the litigation is going on, as I have already stated to you, and even then, if either of the parties trying to transfer such disputed property about which the suit is going on, such party shall not be allowed to do so, and thereby the right of another party would be protected. So I hope you understood the topic. Thank you.